Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel where stories and other random things are center stage and imagination is prized above all. Welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning and welcome to have a great rest of your day. Happy Pride Month! Happy Pride Month to everybody. I love I love it. Happy Pride Month. I'm actually kind of surprised. I am literally reviewing. I decided to release this book review kind of early. Originally, I had planned to release this review toward the end of Pride Month. It was literally going to come out June 20. Wait, what are my dates here? Hang on. Give me 1 second. June 29th. I'm looking at the file right now. It was going to come out June 29th, but I switched a couple of videos around, and this is coming out the first day of Pride Month. So happy Pride Month. I hope you guys have a great month, and let us continue the video where I will be reviewing The Authenticity Project by Clare Pooley. So here is the description. I did talk about this, by the way, a little bit in my wrap up, but here we go. Here's the description. The story of a solitary green notebook that brings together 6 strangers and leads to unexpected friendship and even love. Julian Jessup, an an eccentric, lonely artist, and excuse the pronunciation, septuagenarian, believes that most people aren't really honest with each other. But what if they were? And so he writes in a plain green journal the truth about his own life and leaves it in his local cafe. It's run by the incredibly tidy and efficient Monica, who furtively adds her own entry and leaves the book in the wine bar across the street. Before long, the others who find the green notebook add the truths about their own deepest selves and soon find each other in real life at Monica's cafe. Wait a minute, okay. The Authenticity Project's cast of characters, including Hazard, the charming addict who makes a vow to get sober, Alice, the fabulous mommy Instagrammer whose real life is a lot less perfect than it looks online, and their other new friends, is by turns quirky and funny, heartbreakingly sad, and painfully true to life. It's a story about being brave and putting your real self forward and finding out that it's not as scary as it seems. In fact, it looks a lot like happiness. The Authenticity Project is just the tonic of our times that readers are clamoring for, and one they will take to their hearts and read with unabashed pleasure. Now, I did read this with pleasure. I did actually enjoy this book a lot. I think this book has a lot to offer. I think this book is extremely hopeful. Now, I will give it that it has really good writing. And I think the author did a really good job at making us really like these characters. Making us really, really like these characters because these are really interesting characters. So I think the author did a really good job at making us kind of fall for these characters, making us kind of feel for these characters and feel something for them. They're very likable characters, and I think the author did a really good job at writing these characters in a way that feels real. I also kind of like the writing style. It doesn't necessarily have like chapter numbers. We just go from one point of view to the next. It is written in third person limited to these characters, so it doesn't really switch. I always prefer third person that switches, but I don't mind third person limited, and it is written pretty well. I think my criticisms lie in some of the conflicts which I think should have been better developed. I also think that because they weren't as fully developed, I think it felt kind of, some of them just felt kind of added in at last minute. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't feel fully correct. I think I also think that for me specifically, this is just a me thing. This may not be an everybody thing, but I did have to suspend my disbelief too much in order to kind of go with the book. And I am a person that in my books expect a certain amount of belief in some of the things that occur, and I can't fully suspend my disbelief in this one. It just doesn't feel kind of right. It kind of reminds me of I mentioned this, but it kind of reminds me of what is it? Meet Cute. Meet Cute, yes. Meet Cute by Emery Lee. I think that it is one of those things that I think is extremely hopeful, and I think it's important to read. But I also think I'm a little bit cynical and cannot always suspend my disbelief enough to appreciate the hopefulness of what I'm reading. This is a me problem. This is not a an everybody problem. You know what I mean? This is something that I think I have a hard time with certain forms of suspension of disbelief. It's actually why some of the books I like, if I read romance, I have a hard time finding like a good romance I like. So I usually stick to people like Casey McQuiston, who is super hopeful, but it's something. But I can usually, it's easier to believe the things that they write in their books because it doesn't feel like I have to suspend my disbelief too much. So yeah, I have had a hard time. I did have a hard time kind of suspending my disbelief. And as much as I love this book, I think that it is not a 5-star for me because I had to suspend my disbelief too much. And some of the conflicts needed to be better developed in order for them to make a little bit more sense. The characters were pretty good, and the themes that it's tried to address were mostly addressed well. Again, some of them are intertwined with conflicts that should also be developed better, but other than that, I think it's good. I would definitely recommend the Authenticity Project if you're looking for a really light read, and if you're looking for something that's just really, really hopeful. This is a book I would recommend. I'm not gonna release my recommendations right away for this. I have to work on recommendations for this. I haven't thought of any, so my recommendations will probably come in a couple of weeks. So expect those. Will I read other books from this author if I find any? Yes, I think I will. They sound interesting. So anyway, this is my review on this. I rated it 3 stars, and so it's a solid average for me. So yeah, I think it's a good book overall. I think that people would like it. I think people would find it interesting. I definitely did, even if I did not give it a full 5 stars. So yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about the Authenticity Project if you've read it. Subscribe to my channel if you're interested in some content. Next week, I'm hoping to release the wrap up for May. That's the hope, but I'm not sure, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you Saturday for another video. And until my next video, consume stories. Bye!